What is up? It is Leash. Today is going to be a story time about my crazy, successful, selective induction, right? So my labor and delivery plus a little background of how I got there. So I was 39 weeks pregnant and I wasn't making any progress. Wasn't dilated, just pregnant, swollen, feet swollen, hands swollen, over it, completely over it. I tried to get a membrane sweep. I know some people are like, it's dangerous, whatever. I was over it completely. Like, let's get this show on the road. So 39 weeks, I think. My doctor was like, what do you want to do? What's your next steps? I said, baby, give me a date, call the hospital, and I want to get induced. And I heard so many stories about like failed inductions and inductions that often lead to C-sections, but I was curb walking, I was eating pineapples, drinking raspberry leaf tea. I was over it. I was so uncomfortable. I was sleeping sitting up in bed because everything hurt. So I was like, I want to get induced. I don't know when he's coming. I had to have been 40 weeks at the time, going on 41. Anyway, so it was like a waiting game. I'm calling the hospital. I'm like, do y'all have beds? Like, I haven't heard a date. I just want to make sure y'all got my information because I'm ready. I'm ready to have this baby. So they called me with a date. His due date was June 7th, that Friday. They called me and scheduled me for an induction that Monday. So at that time, I was 41 weeks, right? If you know me, I've been preparing. I've been had my bag packed, been had all the essentials that I needed, right? So day of, this is the labor and delivery, smooth, cool, all good. It's the day of my induction that went to complete shit. So me and my boyfriend, we woke up, we went and got Starbucks, and we went to, where did we go? Oh, we went to get like blankets and sweatsuits, and because from people telling me, they're like, oh, even my doctor, she was like, inductions can last up to 3 days. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna prepare to stay just in case, right? So we do all these things and we're like, we want to get close to the hospital before rush hour. So like, we were like, let's just go see a movie. So Bad Boys came out. I don't even know what number it is for. I don't know. Bad Boys came out. So we got tickets at like 3 or 4 o'clock to go see Bad Boys, right? So, and also before we went to the movie, we had to drop the dog off at his mom's house because again, we didn't know how long we were going to be. So we're getting ready. We're getting dressed. We're like cleaning up just so when we got home, we didn't have to do anything, right? So we have our bags packed. We have like our iPads and everything. We brought it downstairs to the kitchen. We're ready to go. I'm dressed up. I have like this blue dress on because I'm having a boy. Super cute. Like, I'm ready to have a baby. Then the dog jumps on me. And when he jumps on me, he scratches me. So I'm like, let me cut his nails because I don't want this to happen when the baby gets here. So let me just trim his nails down real quick because, I'm going to be pissed if he scratches my baby. I go and get his little clippers and I'm clipping his nails. I'm clipping his nails. I'm done. I'm like, all right, I'm ready to go. I look in the kitchen. My poor baby, my poor dog. It's like a trail of like little spotty blood. I'm like, oh my God. You did not. So if you have a pet, if you clip their nails too short, it's actually very dangerous. It's actually terrible. But if you clip their nails too short, they start bleeding. So I am like, okay, it's a little blood. Let me clean it up. Oh my God. It progressively gets worse. He's just running around, right? He's just in the kitchen, on the stairs, in the dining room. So is blood everywhere. Like, it's just little drops. I'm like, and I'm so nervous to tell my boyfriend because he's going to be like, why would you do, why? I know he was like that. Well, why would you do that before our induction? I don't know. So I called him. I'm like, hey, we have a problem. He goes, what? I'm like, the dog is bleeding. So at this point, I pick the dog up and I have the dog and I have like a paper towel around it. And I'm like Googling what to do. They'll use flour, use baking soda. So I'm like pouring it all over his hand and it's just like kind of crumpling off. So now not only do I have blood on the floor, I have flour and baking soda everywhere. And we were supposed to be leaving. Like, we're on our way out the door. And mind you, we're supposed to be dropping the dog off at his mom's house. So I'm calling the vet. I'm like, maybe we can just take him to the vet if we have time. Real quick. Like, just skip the movie, go to the vet, go to the hospital. So we call the vet, and the vet's like, how bad is bleeding? And I'm just like, it's bleeding. It wasn't like profusely bleeding, but it was like bleeding. So the vet was like, yeah, just keep an eye on it and just keep pressure on it and use the things that I had already tried. And I'm like, okay, I tried that, it didn't work. And she's like, okay, we'll go to PetSmart and pick up, don't know what it's called, but like it's this little circular thing I'm sure that groomers use. So he's in the car and he's still bleeding. And I still got my dress on with little blood spots on it. It's ripped because he's been trying to like scramble out of my hands. And I go to PetSmart like this and I pick up all the stuff and like bandages. At this point it slowed down. It did slow down. And I'm dipping his finger, his little nail in it or whatever. And eventually it stops. So I'm like, okay, cool. But I'm like, God, this cannot be the rest of my day. Like, I don't know. If you know me, my life is, it is hysterical. Some of the things that happened to me, I was just like, of course. Of course this would happen on the day. And all I was trying to do was cut his nails so he didn't scratch me, my baby, you know. Anyway, we drop the dog off. We go see Bad Boys. And, I haven't cut his nails. And I just trimmed his nails again. Like, baby clipped them like a week ago. My child is 7 months old. I was like, never again. But, so we dropped the dog off. We were able to change our tickets to Bad Boys. So I think we went at like, let's say 4, because my induction time was 8. And we're watching the movie, and my boyfriend is just laughing. He's like enjoying the movie. I'm quite literally sitting there like, my brain is just going like, I can't believe I'm about to have a baby. I can't. And I thought that if I went, it would take my mind off of it. But no, I just sat there for the whole hour and a half, 2 hours, like, I'm really about to have a baby. And at this time, my baby was super active, and I'm like, you gotta wait now. You gotta wait. We have a date. We have a time. You gotta wait. And we go to the movie. We go to the hospital. And when we get to the hospital, we do all the things. So they get us checked in fairly quickly because I filled out all my paperwork and forms, consent papers, well before. So check-in was easy. They got us to a room. So I was ready to go. I was a little nervous, but I was like, here we are. It's time. So with elective inductions, or any induction, I'm pretty sure that you are familiar, that they have kind of a routine procedure that they do. The first thing that they do is they gave me Cytotec. I think that's what it's called. This is about 10 o'clock. They gave me Cytotec to begin labor, basically. That was at 10 o'clock, and they gave me something to sleep. I want to say it was like an anxiety kind of medication. They gave me something to sleep. So 10 o'clock, they gave me the Cytotec. They gave me the anxiety medicine. I went to sleep. 3 o'clock, I woke up, and they gave me the second Cytotec, and I went back to sleep, I think. I was like in and out because I was super nervous. Oh, but 5 o'clock, 5:30 came around, I started contracting. I was contracting bad. And at that time, I think my boyfriend stayed up most of the night. So around 5:30, he had just went to sleep. So I let him sleep for about 25 minutes. After that, I was like, I'm gonna throw something. I gotta throw something to wake him up. Because he's snoring and I'm fighting for my life. And he is just asleep peacefully, like breathing hard and everything. And I am fighting for my life. That was about 5:30. About 5:30. So then they came in and checked my progress, and I think I was at 3 or 4 centimeters. Right? 3 or 4 centimeters. And they asked me if I wanted pain medicine. So when I came in, I didn't have a birth plan per se. I knew I was going to get the epidural, and I knew I did not want them to give him a bath. Those are my two things. Epidural, no bath. Other than that, skin to skin, delayed cord cutting. Mostly what they did anyways. So they asked me if I wanted pain medicine, and I'm like, if the pain medicine is not an epidural, I don't want. Put the epidural in my back. Put the epidural in my back. So they gave me the epidural. Everything was pretty seamless. So typically when you get induced, they give you Pitocin. But since I was contracting and I was making progress, they were like, let's wait on the Pitocin and just see what your body does naturally. So my mom got there fairly quickly. I think she got there before the epidural. I think she was there before the epidural. But, so yeah, I progressed. Got the epidural about 7:40, right? I continued to contract because I couldn't feel it, but I could see on the monitor when I had contractions. So they came back in and they came to check me, and they were like, you're 8 centimeters dilated. Do you want us to break your water? I'm like, yes. You're already, just do it. Break the water, please. So they broke my water. At that time, things got a little rocky, scary, because because he never dropped. So I was carrying pretty high. As he was dropping, his heart rate was going down. So it would be super quiet, and then it would be like 5, 6 nurses running in, and I'm switching directions and going this way and going that way and laying on this side and that side. But finally, about 8 centimeters, the doctor was like, so if you feel pressure, call me. Like, hit the button. And I felt pressure, and she came in and monitored it, and she was like, yeah, still not time. So if you feel pressure, call me. And I'm like, I don't know if she knows, but this is happening fast. Like, I keep calling you because I feel pressure. So I felt pressure again, and so I'm calling her, and she comes in, and she's like, okay, well, let's do some practice pushes. Mind you, nobody's in there. It's no nurses. When you give birth, it's like a whole bunch of people with different jobs, like cleaning the baby, wiping the baby out, taking the temperature, putting him under the light, all the things. So at this point, it's just one nurse, my boyfriend, and my mom. So I push the button and she comes in and she's like, let's do practice pushes. You know, I'll hold one leg, boyfriend holds the other leg, let's practice. Like, okay. So we do 3 pushes. I'm like, okay, that was practice. We wait for the next contraction. We do 3 more pushes. She's like, oh my God, I see the head. Mind you, the girl across the hallway pushing while I'm pushing. So staff is like going back and forth, going back and forth, going back. So she's like, the head. And she gets on the phone real quick. She's calling the doctor and she's like telling the doctor to come in, and everybody's running in and like getting suited up, and he's putting his jacket. By the time he finished putting his jacket on, my baby was coming out. My boyfriend says that he wasn't even able to get shoe covers on his Crocs before I was delivering. And if you use your imagination, it's fucking gross. It's gross. Anyway, so I did push again, baby came out, and everything just happened so fast after that. So fast. Of course, cried. They put him on my chest, put him under the light, and I had a baby. I had a baby. It just happened so fast. I actually wrote my birth story down because I want to remember it. And when you're a mom and you're just you forget the little details. Anyway, so baby's healthy. He's so healthy and so freaking adorable. I'm there for a little bit, and then they moved me to postpartum floor. And when they moved me, you know, everyone's coming in and checking. I'm still like, my epidural's kind of wearing off. And they're like, okay, well, his temperature isn't regulating, so we have to put him in under the light. And then that's in another room. That's in the nursery. And I'm like, okay, I'm coming. And they're like, no, you can't walk because you still have the epidural. I guess you'll fall. They're like, you have to walk to the bathroom 2 times and use the bathroom before you're able to walk. I was like, okay, what time is he gonna be back with me? This time he was born at 3 o'clock. This was about 5 or 6. And like, he'll probably be back about 1, 2 a.m. Nope. I told my boyfriend, go get some ginger ale, some water, whatever it is I need to drink and chug, because I'm going to see my child. I'm going to sit by my child. I don't know, you know, hospitals are hospitals, but I was gonna make a way to be with my child. Anyway, another nurse came in the night shift, and I was telling her what's going on, and she's like, yeah, no, I'm gonna bring your baby back to you once he gets to the right temperature. So they bring him back, and I didn't get any sleep. And honestly, I wish that they kind of did better about like leaving postpartum moms alone, because it's just, my phone's ringing asking me if I want food. You know, nurses are coming in to check you. Nurses are coming in to check the baby. You got to do hearing tests. You got to do all these tests. They're coming in to ask you if you want newborn pictures, coming in to get your insurance, pediatric information. So I said, as soon as they give us the okay, I'm going home. And my doctors did recommend against it. They told me to stay another night, but I didn't have any complications. I had a healthy baby. I was ready to go. And I signed my waiver, whatever paperwork, saying, I understand that you want me to stay. I'm letting you know I would like to be discharged. So we got all of our stuff, and we took our healthy baby boy home, and he is now almost 7 months. 7 months. So I very much so am blessed that I had a great labor and delivery story without complications, especially it being a selective induction, because you will hear a lot of horror stories But I did what I thought was best for me, and that was to have baby. But yeah, I can't ask for a better labor and delivery. Everything, aside from the dog's nails, was seamless. Yeah, and we got a healthy baby boy. Alright, y'all, I will see you on my next video. I hope you enjoyed my story time and my days leading up to and the day of my labor and delivery. Alrighty, bye.